Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is Prehistoric Facts Extra episode number 89. We're going to be talking about today here is the Walking with Dinosaurs 25th anniversary, and so we're going to be I'll be discussing, uh, the important things about Walking with Dinosaurs in terms of like when it came out, um, what its overall like. Reception it is, and like did it change the game and paleontology documentaries and all that sorts of stuff. And also we'll be talking about the upcoming uh, revitalization of the series that would be premiering in 2025. So it'll be the like second version of the series, not necessarily totally a reboot, but it is considered to be a reboot, but it's not. And so it's like almost like a continuation, but just borrowing stuff from the original. And so let's actually discuss the 1999 version of Walking with Dinosaurs. So, Walking with Dinosaurs in 1999, that's when it debuted. It debuted on October 5th, 1999. And so that's when it premiered. And it was narrated by Kenneth Branagh in terms of the UK version, and Avery Brooks in the US. And if you grew up listening to the Avery Brooks version of Walking with Dinosaurs, he has that booming, low voice that he has, and it just almost feels, it just kind of makes you go, whoa, that sort of thing. And Kenneth Branagh, who is a actor, director, who has been in many, many types of stuff. But narration, you never thought he would actually be in narration. But yeah, he did narrate Walking with Dinosaurs. If you actually have a physical copy of Walking with Dinosaurs, it's mainly going to be the UK version because it is voiced by Kenneth Branagh. And I grew up listening to Kenneth Branagh um, more often. I didn't get to listen to Avery Brooks that much. The only time I ever got to listen to Avery Brooks narrate Walking with Dinosaurs was when the Walking with Dinosaurs episodes were re-aired on the Discovery Channel. And so, yeah, that was how it goes. And it composed of 6 episodes, and all the 6 episodes had titles on them. So, New Blood, that took place in the Triassic in 220 million years ago. Time of the Titans, that was a Jurassic episode 152 million years ago. Cruel Sea was Jurassic as well, 145 million years ago. Giant of the Skies, that was Cretaceous, 127 million years ago. Spirits of the Ice Forest, 100 in the Cretaceous, 106 million years ago. And Death of a Dynasty in the Cretaceous, at the end of the Cretaceous actually, 65.5 million years ago. And so that's where they all took place, and that's how they actually did all these episodes, was that they went through like from the early age of the dinosaurs to the end. So it's from the Triassic to the Cretaceous, the end of the Cretaceous. Studios that actually provided Walking with Dinosaurs was the BBC. It was actually done by the BBC, and also Discovery Channel also helped air it, and also helped with making the series as well. The series was created by Tim Haynes, who actually has his own company called Impossible Records, or Impossible Studios, excuse me, Impossible Studios. He's done a lot of the Walking With series, and he's also done other types of documentaries. If you look at his like filmography, you would actually see like how much he's actually done. It's really remarkable. Music or Music was composed by Ben Bartlett. Um, if you check out on Apple Music or even on Spotify, and even on YouTube, uh, they re-released the Walking with Dinosaurs soundtrack and even the Walking with Beasts soundtrack, and so you get to actually listen to the Walking with Dinosaurs and Walking with Beasts soundtrack from the original show, from the original series, from both Walking with Dinosaurs and Walking with Beasts. So go do that, and then you actually get to listen to some good music. This is really, really good music for the show, for the series. But we're going to be mainly talking about Walking with Dinosaurs. when it debuted, it would when Walking with Dinosaurs debuted and all 6 episodes got aired. It was received with great reviews both from critics and audiences, and so this was a very well done series. And also this series did spawn other specials like Battle of the Big Owl that came out a year later on around December. Giant Claw that was featured with Nigel Marven, and Land of the Giants, Nigel Marven as well. Those came out uh, mostly a few months apart from each other. Giant Claw came out in 2002, and Land of Giants came out in 2003. Sea Monsters was actually not too far off, and so that was also with Nigel Marven. And then, of course, this series actually started the franchise of the Walking With series, these paleo documentaries. So it's Walking with Dinosaurs, then it's Walking with Beasts, Walking with Cavemen, and Walking with Monsters ends it. And so you have the Walking With series, and all the Walking With series is on physical copy. It's mostly on DVD. I don't think they're on Blu-ray or 4K, but they are available on streaming. All you have to do is just look up where you can find the Walking With series on streaming. Mostly it's on Curiosity Stream, but it will actually show up on like BBC's um, streaming service, so you'll actually be able to watch Walking with Dinosaurs on the BBC and even on Curiosity Stream. But I'm pretty sure there's other uh, streaming services that do have Walking with Dinosaurs. I wouldn't be surprised that Amazon does have it too. Prime does have it. But yeah, you can go check it out, watch it for yourself. So let's actually move on here. So how did the 1999 Walking with Dinosaurs aged? How did it age over the 25 years? Even though this series was very monumental in terms of like how people visualize dinosaurs and their environment and all that, and it was very well received. But when we look at it right now, there is a lot of flaws with this. There is a lot of flaws with this. Uh, like first and foremost, there's lots of shrink wrapping. There's a lot of shrink wrapping of some of the prehistoric creatures, mostly the dinosaurs, but you can definitely tell that like they didn't put enough like enough tissue on the animals. It was just basically like the Walking with Dinosaurs took some things that Jurassic Park did and actually just kind of put it into the series. And Jurassic Park was a big influence for that in the 90s, was considered to be the golden age, beginning of the golden age of paleontology documentaries. And so Jurassic Park kind of kicked off the whole thing of people learning about dinosaurs and prehistoric life. And so in the 90s, you had plenty of paleontology documentaries, and it was mostly about dinosaurs, but you can actually get to watch them. Like there's Paleo World, there's Dinosaurs Explained, and all that sorts of stuff. And Walking with Dinosaurs kind of actually ended that, but even though ended the 90s uh, with this masterpiece. Um, then you actually had some early 2000s, mid 2000s, going into the late 2000s paleontology documentaries that were inspired by Walking with Dinosaurs. And so that's kind of how it got started. But then you actually see the other types of flaw was that some oversizing of the animals, aka Liopleurodon and Ornithochirus. Those were actually the animals that were oversized. And that's a big flaw of the show is that Liopleurodon was made up to be like this like 80-foot long marine reptile, which that's not really the case. Because there was like some very little because it was going by very little material that was found in like South America and some other parts in Europe that might have been like a larger pliosaur, a really large pliosaur, and that was assumed it was Liopleurodon, but really it's not. It's this very fragmentary uh, stuff on there, and some of the and the designs of the animals were very flawed too. You can definitely tell that but even though the person that did a majority of the sculpting of the models did a good job, except the person got removed from the job right near the end of basically like making like the T-Rex and also a couple of other dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures, but it was mainly the T-Rex that has a lot of design flaws. It has a lot of design flaws. Like the skull is too boxy, looked like the sculpture was not finished, and all that, and so it's kind of rough to see when you look at the T-Rex. But the other types of dinosaurs were actually not too bad when it came to that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, you can actually still uh, look at this as a part as part of like entertainment too. But and then of course the information is dated. The information is really dated in this because like I mean we've gone 25 years of like looking like going through all the stuff that's going on in paleontology, and we see that like walking with dinosaurs is not is not quite accurate in terms of some of the information that was given. But even though there's some good things about the series, like great locations for these animals to be in, like there's New Zealand, there's Redwood Forest area, and also Yosemite National Park in Northern California. There's even Croatia or New Creation. I can't even pronounce the name of this place, but it's the tall pines, those islands that were actually featured in A Cruel Sea. There is even this place that is where there's this island where there's the plants that were actually featured in New Blood. That was actually featured in like some of the landscaping there has not changed for like millions of years, and it's amazing to look at. And of course, there's Chile. Chile was actually used for the Death of a Dynasty episode, and of course, lots of and even like New Zealand. New Zealand was used a lot for Walking with Dinosaurs, and of course, like the Ben Bartlett like musical score, it's just amazing. It's amazing. Like you could just listen to it, and it just feels like you're just traveling back in time and looking through, just like feel like you're in those times, like thinking about like you're in those like environments, like listening to the sounds of like the insects, the dinosaurs, mammals, reptiles, uh, pterosaurs, and even sometimes the birds, just doing their thing in their environment, and you're just like they're like, oh, I wonder what it would have been like if we were there, you know. Of course, this series has great mix of practical and computer effects. So there is a mix of practical effects, so physical, like puppets and models for like the close-up shots, and even computer effects, so the CGI. It's still really, really good. It's really good, and it still holds up to this day. But nonetheless, it is very entertaining. It is still very entertaining to this day. You can still watch this and just be like, "Wow, wow! It felt like I was really there. You felt like you were really there." And of course, can't forget about the narration. The narration is just excellent, just excellent. Kenneth Branagh did a really good job in this. Did a really good job, and of course Avery did a good job too for the U.S. version. But I prefer Kenneth Branagh a little bit more. But which version did you grow up with? Did you grow up with the UK version, or did you grow up with the United States version? So let me know in the comments. And so let's talk about the 2025 version of Walking with Dinosaurs. So Walking with Dinosaurs 2025, what do we know of this series? First and foremost, there is going to be 6 episodes again. So it's doing the same thing that it did from the from the predecessor is that it's doing 6 episodes, and only 3 of these episodes that we know of have the plot details. And so those were actually, so they only released like 3 episodes of what the main dinosaurs are going to focus on, and some of the dinosaurs that will be featured for these 3 episodes. And there will be new locations for in terms of settings, and also new types of dinosaurs will be featured too. So it's not just going to be a copy and paste of like the original. It's basically going to have different types of dinosaurs. So Spinosaurus and Lusotitan are actually going to be making their debuts in this series. And so that is actually going to be really, really cool. And Spinosaurus is one of the dinosaurs that's going to be featured the most in an episode of Walking with in the 2025 Walking with Dinosaurs. So all you Spinosaurus fans, get ready, because this is actually going to be a special episode for you. And Lusotitan, a type of sauropod, then this will be that the dinosaur taking place in the Jurassic in Portugal. So we might get to see some Portuguese Jurassic dinosaurs, and we might even get to see like a type of Allosaurus, Torvosaurus, Stegosaurus, and other types of sauropods in Portugal during that kind of time in the Jurassic, in the late Jurassic. We still don't know what the other 3 episodes are going to be. There's rumors out there that we might get like 4 episodes in the Cretaceous and 1 Jurassic and maybe a Triassic episode. There's even rumors that there could be 5 Cretaceous episodes and 1 Jurassic, but we still don't know. We still don't know for the other 3 episodes, so we don't know about that. No narrator has been named yet for as making of this video, so we don't know who the narrator is going to be. Is it going to be David Attenborough? Could it be Kenneth Branagh again? Could it be like a different person narrating? We don't know. We do not know. So hopefully we get some news about that pretty soon. Hopefully maybe by the end of this year or uh, early in the coming year in 2025. So hopefully we get to find out who the narrator is going to be, and also what are the other 3 episodes they're going to be airing. And this show will be in this version of Walking with Dinosaurs. The new version of Walking with Dinosaurs will actually be airing on the BBC and PBS. And a French studio is also going to be working on this too, but it's mainly going to be airing on the BBC and PBS. And so here in the United States, where I'm from, especially here in Wisconsin, central Wisconsin, um, we do get PBS, and so I will be watching this. I will be watching this when it does premiere, and hopefully it does have good CGI. It also has really good practical effects. Hopefully they do the mix of practical and computer effects. I hope they do that because it actually odes to the original and keeps the spirit alive of that show. And we have no release date yet for when it's going to premiere. So fingers crossed we actually get like uh, a news report sometime in 2025. Sometime around 2025, we will get to know when this new Walking with Dinosaurs is going to be aired, and like the date and how long these episodes are going to be. I'm pretty sure they're going to be uh, 30 minutes 30 minutes to an hour long. It all depends on like how long they want to make these episodes. But yeah, and I think a lot of us are very excited for this new Walking with Dinosaurs. How excited are you guys for the new Walking with Dinosaurs, or Walking with Dinosaurs coming back? And and we do not need to talk about the movie. The movie's is an abomination. The movie is an abomination. It should not be talked about. But so yeah, so tell me about the series. What did like tell me about like your memory of like watching the 1999 Walking with Dinosaurs. Like, what are your favorite episodes? Which what like a prehistoric animal of the Walking with Dinosaurs did you like the most in terms of design or the way story? Um, and all that. Like, tell me everything, and how excited are you about the new Walking with Dinosaurs? And so the next episode will be on October 24th, 2024, and that'll be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you have to post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them in Messenger. Messenger is a private conversation, so please put your questions on the comment section on any Facebook posts. And also for YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And also, what the YouTube algorithm works now is that the more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please feel free to do so. And also share the videos, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please feel free to do so. And also hit that notification bell so that we can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot on the Q&A episodes. So all of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You're giving me some great questions for the Q&A episodes. That means a lot. And also keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.christopf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads, same thing, at dino.christopf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Notice if you're younger people out there that makes you listen, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians, it's the best motivation you could have. A good education. Good education is very important to have a good education. So with a good education, get a good job in the future. That's it for now. Now, see you guys next time.